So my recording today is for class HCA 322 in regards to case number 3, dealing with the hospital and Jennifer, where the hospital disclosed information about Jennifer that should not have been disclosed. It was basically the PHI that was delivered to the court without a court date on it. It was subpoenaed by the hospital, but there was not a court date on the paperwork, and the information was released for patient Jennifer. I will say, as a juror, I would be in favor of the plaintiff Jennifer, because in the hospital setting, there are laws and there are rules and regulations around PHI and what cannot be disclosed to the outside entities, whether that's family members, hospitals, court systems, all of that information. There are classes that have to be taken, paperwork that has to be signed regarding that. It's not easy to disclose information about a client or a patient. So that's why I would probably have to rule in favor of Jennifer in this case. As far as the hospital, I'm sure that when Jennifer was admitted into the hospital, she had to fill out and sign paperwork so that she can have her information kept private, whether she chose to disclose it to family members or not. That is also indicated on the paperwork. So it's hard to rule in favor of the hospital because when the rule came down for PHI and HIPAA, there was a lot of things that were involved in that and a lot of classes. There's high fines, lots of fines that are also impacted by disclosing information from a patient to any other entity that holds the hospital liable, holds the hospital, it holds them at jeopardy for any wrongdoings in this situation, which I see that they did, because if they noticed that there was not a court date on the subpoena in which they received to release the information for Jennifer, then I feel as though that they should have reached out to the court to get that date, and they did not do so. So that makes it hard for me to rule in favor of the hospital. I'm also in favor of Jennifer in this situation because I know that a lot of this information is public. A lot of this information also is made aware to patients. It's always on the TV, always in the news regarding HIPAA and compliance and all of those things. I know that the hospital setting that I work for, we actually have a department that handles compliance, HIPAA violations, and things of that nature. And as I stated, there are large fines that come into play when you release information and shouldn't have. And also, Jennifer should have been notified to let her know that this information was released without her permission, because that also is a factor in this whole situation as well. She also has to be notified, and paperwork has to be filled out and sent to her so that she is also made aware that her information was released to the hospital without her permission, or released to the court without her permission. There's rules, there's lines, there's regulations, things of that nature that are in place when it comes to situations like this. So again, I am in favor of Jennifer in this situation. So I am in favor of the plaintiff on this court case. And again, this is Kia Jackson from class HCA 322, dealing with healthcare ethics and medical law.